How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the future of EVs, and more specifically the future of muscle car EVs and what that would look like, and my thoughts and opinions on it. And I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. But before we even get into it, while you guys are down there, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out a ton as a smaller creator here on YouTube. But today we're going to be looking at an article, and I'll leave the link to this article down in the description below. And it basically outlines a couple recent patents by Stellantis. Now, Stellantis Auto Group, I believe, is essentially Mopar and Fiat Chrysler kind of combined. They're the new parent company of Mopar for the most part. Now, I did do a walk around, I believe, of the Stellantis section during the 2023 New York Auto Show, and I did see the Dodge Charger Daytona concept EV when it was on display. Now, that ruffled a lot of people's feathers. Number one, because it actually made noise and it was an electric vehicle, which was pretty much the first thing anyone really noticed about it, and it was the first thing that was kind of news breaking. If you haven't seen the original kind of release of the concept, I'll leave a little clip in it right here so you can see how it sounds. But essentially, it's going to be the new generation of the Dodge Charger, and it's going to be fully electric because, as we all know now, the Dodge Charger V8s as well as the Challengers, they're basically saying goodbye to internal combustion engines for the most part. At least that's what we know of right now. So this looks to be what the future of Dodge muscle cars will be. Now, when it first got released, some people liked it for some reasons and some people hated it for other reasons. Now, I can kind of see both sides of the fence, and we're going to be talking about that today because I truly don't think that, maybe I'm going to be proven wrong, but I truly don't believe that you can really recreate the feeling of driving a muscle car with an electric vehicle. But some people really did like it, and me personally, like, my biggest positive of the new Charger concept is that it's the first two-door Charger that we've seen in years. Obviously, the recent generations, I believe the past two technically, have been four-door models, and for many muscle car purists, it just didn't really sit right. It didn't really sit right with me even when it came back out and I was pretty much a kid. I just didn't really understand how that Charger originated from something like a '69 Charger that was, obviously made very popular with my generation through movies like The Fast and the Furious. And I just never really saw the lineage, but with this new concept, Daytona EV, whatever you want to call it, you kind of see the lineage a little bit. You've got the square design. It's very, I guess, modern Challenger-esque, which is pretty much what the old Chargers look like. The old Chargers and the old Challengers looked very similar, not like the ones that we see today. Now, throughout this video, I'll be editing some clips of that concept that I just got, during the auto show, but kind of shifting gears a little bit, we're going to be looking at this article here by Biscuit, and it's a very, very short read. Again, I'll leave it linked in the description below, but I already have some notes on it, and essentially the two main patents that we're going to be talking about today is an active vibration enhancement system, or AVE, as well as a exhaust sound enhancement system that they patented. Now, the exhaust sound enhancement system, that pretty much everyone knew, because again, when the concept came out, you heard the fake exhaust, and originally it was Sonic chambered exhaust system that was in the concept. However, this patent may be a little bit different, so there might be actually the possibility to change the different engine sounds. So I guess if you're a huge Mopar fan and you want your new electric Charger to sound like it has a big block in it versus, you know, one of the modern V8s or a Hellcat engine or something like that. I guess you can change that, or that might come with different options and trims down the line. But the main thing is the vibration system. Now, apparently, again, according to this patent, a lot of people are thinking now that the new electric chargers are not only going to be making noise, but they're going to actually be vibrate. Like, the whole car is going to be vibrating like it actually has an engine in it. And I personally think that this is cheesy as hell. And the reason I do is just, like, make it for what it is. You know, there's plenty of EVs out there that are very, very interesting to drive. The one that, you know, most people think about is the Tesla Plaid. That thing is ridiculous. I've never had the opportunity to drive in one, but considering just the times, like its 0 to 60 time, I believe it's sub 3 seconds. It's super, super quick, and it makes no noise whatsoever. So I think EVs can be cool in the sense that they're kind of like that, where it's really trippy as hell to drive. But if you're going to make an EV and try to replicate an internal combustion engine vehicle, I just think that that's really, really weird. It's almost like the car has a damn identity crisis or something like that. Now, it does say that, in this article, Dodge, or I guess Stellantis, has basically said that it is going to make the vehicle safer to the general public, and their exact quote is pedestrian safety applications. And then they do say, this article says, obviously near silent EVs pose a unique risk to pedestrians. Now, I can see that happening, and yeah, I'm sure it's already happened. But at the end of the day, like, I don't really know. I know some people may hate this, some people may like it, but just talking about the overall, just general mechanics of an EV versus an internal combustion engine, there's no transmission. At least not that I know of. Like, it's one gear. It's almost like an RC car. So you don't have your typical like flywheel and your clutch setup and your different gears like you would in a manual transmission. And in automatic transmissions, it's not like you have like a torque converter or anything. So it's just like EV engine, basically to drive shaft. And if it's all-wheel drive, obviously that power is going to all four wheels. And if it's rear-wheel drive, it's just going to the rear wheels. But yeah, so that in and out of itself, I know me as a car reviewer, some of the EVs that I've done in the past, it's really weird to review them because you kind of just have to focus on the interior, the design of the vehicle, and just its different kind of creature comforts and features. Because with an internal combustion engine vehicle, every one of them kind of drive different. Like, you can have let's say a Subaru WRX, which is, 4-cylinder engine, and let's just say it's one of the trims like an STI or something like that where it's got a turbo, and then you compare that to a Civic that is an inline 4, not a flat 4, but it's also turbocharged, and both of them are going to drive different. Now, yes, one's front wheel drive, one's all-wheel drive, but you can even go, you could go more nitpicky, and you can literally take something that has a very, very similar engine, displacement wise and cylinder wise, same type of forced induction or naturally aspirated, and the same drive, both of them being front wheel drive or rear wheel drive or all wheel drive, what have you, and they might feel different, depending upon the weight. Like, there's so many different factors that go into it. Whereas with EVs, a lot of them kind of just feel the same, and it feels like you're driving a giant RC car. You push the gas, there's no delay whatsoever, and you get the exact power output percentage as how, basically how far the gas pedal is going down to the floor. If you just floor it, then you're getting 100% of that power instantaneously. If you're half throttle, then you get 50% of that power instantaneously. And it's cool and all, but it's not really the same. And specifically as far as muscle cars are concerned, here in America, they're a part of our culture pretty much. And I love all types of vehicles. I don't really have a specific genre of vehicles that I like more than the other. But muscle cars are just, they're meant to not necessarily be the fastest, but they're meant to just have a shit ton of power, be bulky and heavy, rear wheel drive, harder to control. And they're kind of meant to slap you in the face a little bit. And I know I kind of just talked about this in my recent video talking about the first generation of the Dodge Vipers, but they're kind of meant to be a bitch to drive, I think, almost like in summary. And when you take a muscle car EV, for me, it's kind of like an oxymoron on paper. Now, I'd love to see them absolutely blow this new generation of the Charger out of the park, because me personally, I really did like the design of the concept that I saw at the New York Auto Show. It really did look sleek. It looks like a very futuristic car, but it looks like something that has the soul of an old school muscle car, and you can definitely tell where the lineage comes from when you look at those original Chargers. So as far as the design is concerned, I love it way more than some of the recent, modern Chargers that we've had, but I can't really see this going too well. Now, who knows, I might be proven wrong. They might just come out with something that competes with like a Tesla Plaid in terms of speed, and on top of that, it makes sound, vibrates, whatever, and it just offers a great driving experience. But let me know what you guys think of these different patents down in the comments below. Let me know if you think that Dodge, or I guess Stellantis, can really pull this off and make this vehicle feel like a muscle car. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical, but I don't want to hate on EVs too much, and I really do hope that they, make it right with this new generation. But anyways, that's pretty much just going to be it for me today. Again, if you haven't already, definitely be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that stuff. Really does help me out a lot. But like always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.